and welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen, and today I am making a soap using this fragrance. It's called Blood Orange and Goji from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and this smells fantastic. It's got that, blood orange citrus to it, and then the Goji just brings a sort of just a nice sweetness to it, but not a cloying sweetness. It's just good. And I have a fun ingredient that I'm going to add. I was thinking goji berries, and I found this at my grocery store. It's goji berry powder, and it's simply, the ingredient is organic goji berry powder, so it doesn't have any additives or fillers. So that is going to go in a portion along with, from Nurture Soap, this electric orange will be my goji part. These two together to signify that. And then for the blood orange, I'm going to be using, and this is from Wholesale Supplies Plus, Crimson Red Wine Mica. Is that gorgeous? So that's going to be the blood orange color swirl in this. This is going to be an aloe vera soap today. And I think that's it. I haven't figured out what I want to do on top yet. I'm keeping my options open, but I'll probably just do maybe a scoopy top or so. We'll see when we get there, see how it's behaving. This fragrance says that it doesn't cause discoloration or acceleration. It's my first time using it, but citrus scents, pretty much I have had good luck with them. They categorically tend to not accelerate trace and behave really well. I'm hoping that's the case here. So I'm going to get everything pulled together, get my hair pulled back, and let's come back and make some orange and goji soap. That sounds weird, doesn't it? Well, let's make soap. And if you've been enjoying the videos, please consider hitting the like button and subscribe and the bell for notifications. All right, I've got all of my oils melted, cooled, and prepped here, ready to go. And what I've got going on in this big oily bucket is my colloidal oats, and my kaolin clay is mixed in there. And that's what you see. The creamy color is from the clay and the oats. And I mix those in and just let them sit for, I like to let them sit for about 5 minutes or more to just sort of expand and absorb. Being a clay, it's going to absorb some liquid, and the oats, I feel like it just dissolves smoother if I blend it in the oils and let it sit. So that's why I do that. So there's that, and here is my wonderful aloe vera lye solution, which has cane sugar. And the reason that I add cane sugar, I get asked this a lot, it's just something I started adding because sugar is very inexpensive. You can use just white sugar. I use a sort of cream-colored, unrefined cane sugar is what I like to do, and I dissolve it in my liquid before I add my lye crystals. And the sugar is a bubble booster. It helps create a really fluffy, or a really lots of lather. Sugars do that, so that's why I add it in there, just to amp up the lather. It's totally not necessary. You can totally leave it out, but I've just been having fun adding it in there, and I have it down in my soap studio. So there's cane sugar in here. Then I add the lye. This is aloe vera, obviously, because it's an aloe soap. Tussa silk fibers and sodium lactate. And the sodium lactate I bought, let me see, I get it from different distributors. This one I got from Brambleberry. And it helps unmold. It helps firm the soap up quicker in the mold. There is debate, if you read articles about sodium lactate, whether after the cure it makes a harder bar. That's debatable, but it makes it harder quicker. It makes for a smoother unmolding. And I have it, so I added that in here to my lye portion. Some people add it right to the oils. I just do it in my lye because that's how I started doing it. And so anyway, some things are very specific with soap, and other things are not as specific, like where you add your sodium lactate and things like that. So as a soaper, you will find little things that you just tend to do, and that's just the way you roll in your studio. And so anyway, that's one of those. So I'm going to go ahead and add my wonderful aloe vera lye mixture in here and get it to emulsion, and we will split off for the colors and that goji berry powder. I have actually never had goji berry. I don't even know what the fruit looks like. I've seen the dehydrated little, they kind of look like orange raisins. I've seen those. They probably taste good. They're very popular right now, and I know they have, like, when you eat them, they have very good health benefits. It says on the bag there, high in antioxidants, vitamin A, essential minerals. It says that when you eat it, it's supposed to be good for your skin. I just thought it was really pretty, and the fragrance had goji, so I grabbed the powder. and I can't wait to see if it does anything. Now I know that being a berry, it is also going to have natural sugars in it, so this hopefully will be a very lathery bar of soap. And because I add sugar and the Goji Berry Powder does have sugars, I will just keep an eye on this in the mold after I get it molded and covered, just to make sure it doesn't overheat. I want it to go through gel phase, but I don't want it to overheat. Just going for emulsion here, and we'll split off and stick blend more after we get our colors out. There we go. It's my Goji Berry Powder, and I'm going to add, I think, a nice rounded tablespoon. Let's try that. First time trying it here. And then I have just a little bit of this electric orange left, not much, so I'm just going to dump what I have left. It was probably half a teaspoon maybe. So that is the orange portion. Here's my beautiful crimson red wine. Absolutely love this color. I'm going to put a nice heaping spoon in there. And I'll just get these blended in, and then we'll add the fragrance and move on from there. The next day, and I can't wait to get in here and see how I did that spoon swirl, and I love it. And I did come in this morning and steam the top with a clothes steamer. It just had a little bit of ash on it because of the Goji Berry Powder and the sugar. It did heat up a lot. It was covered last night. I had it in the mold with the wood covering and a blanket on it, and I just checked it every once in a while. It didn't overheat, but it did get very hot. So with that, it did have some ash on top, so I steamed it to make it nice and bright. So I can't wait to get in here and see what we've got going on the inside. let's get into these and see how that spoon swirl, or well, I used the handle of the spoon swirl, came out. That's really cool. It almost looks like a little heart. And these smell fantastic. Well, let me say, this fragrance did accelerate the trace a little, but it remained workable. So sometimes when you have an acceleration, it just gets like clumpy and grainy and not workable. Well, this stayed very creamy, and I could stir it up and loosen it up. So even though the trace went quick on it, I could still work it. So I would not be shy to use this fragrance again. That's pretty. I'm loving the colors. So anyway, just a, report on that. It was definitely workable, but I wouldn't call it a slow trace. Sometimes when you have citruses, it can actually slow down trace. I've had a couple of soaps that I was trying to pipe the tops on, and it slowed down so much I literally had to walk away from the piping bags for like over an hour till they firmed up enough. Well, that was not the case with this one. And it may have been the Goji Berry Powder in there too, with the sugars could have aided the speed of this a little. So, there's always so many factors. I tried a soap at about 80 degrees, so the temperature seems pretty consistent, but, the additives you put in, all of that can make a difference on your trace. And then I want to show you, if you can see, there's just little teeny flecks of the Goji Berry Powder, which I think is lovely. So I would not hesitate to use this again, even though, just, if you do use this, just be prepared to move. And I wouldn't do an intricate swirl, but definitely don't be shy to use it. And it smells really good today.